Okay, guys, it is day 7, and we're still in this thing. This is Rashonda Thornton and my good friend,
Natalie Jensen.
We are coming back again with our 30 days and 30 ways to increase our health and our wellness through these times. Yesterday, we had a quick discussion on how to strive through the uncertainties and not let our emotions be so attached to it. To understand what we can control and what we can't control and how to deal with it accordingly. So it's 10-minute conversations. Go back, take a look at that day, and if you haven't seen the other days before that, they're all great, valuable pieces of nuggets that we want to kind of help you guys work through. So today we're going to talk about, and this is one of my wheelhouses. As you all know, I'm a dietitian, but we're going to talk about what are our snacking looking like. And I say that in a way of, it's not about taking something away completely and bringing on something new, but just in these given times, kind of recognizing what we're putting in our body and how they can kind of build up as we are steadily in this state of being at home. So, being stuck at home creates a lot of idle time. I'm sure you have watched several different Netflix videos and have seen several things on social media. But when that idle time comes, we kind of start snacking. And that snacking perpetuates into more snacking. So if we're going to snack, we're going to talk about some snacks that we implement in our lives and we want to kind of recommend for you. And then we'll talk about some snacks that we can kind of start pushing to the side over time. So Natalie, I know we talked a few moments ago and you came up with some great snack ideas that you do for yourself and your family. Kind of give us some of those examples of why it works for you.
Okay, thanks, Rashonda. Yeah, and these aren't going to be rocket science necessarily, but definitely reinforcers because, it makes a world of difference in how I feel when I'm eating the old stuff versus what I eat now. So for fruits and vegetables, fresh cut fruits and vegetables are going to be the first snack that I recommend because we don't get enough of those in our diet as it is. Typically, if you're eating the normal diet, we are supposed to be getting like 10 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and I'm pretty sure most people might be lucky to get a few. So
yeah,
you can't have enough of those. And a good tip is to cut them up as soon as you get them and have them ready to eat, so you're not inclined to go to the cupboard and get what probably shouldn't be in there anyway. And I'm guilty too. So fresh fruits and vegetables, mix it up with hummus or guacamole as a dip. The myth is that it can be expensive to eat healthy, but I don't believe that's true. And we have more options now more than ever. You can find a local co-op to sometimes even deliver the produce to you. And it's a perfect time right now to start your own garden or plant a couple of things and see how that works out for you. Mm-hmm. So definitely the fresh fruits and vegetables is the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one I would say are healthy nuts and seeds. Now you don't want to eat, bowlfuls of nuts because they do have a lot of fat, but it's a healthier fat. So you always want to look at the serving sizes that it says and kind of use that as a gauge, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing we keep is, big size pistachios from Costco, and use that as a snack for the kids as well. If they haven't been eating, a balance of getting some healthy fats, they've been eating the other nutrients throughout the day. I'll say go eat some nuts, get some healthy omegas in you. So it can be almonds. Almonds are always a great choice. Walnuts, pecans, macadamias, so many choices of nuts. Mix it up. What's that?
Nut butters.
Nut butters are also great.
Converted. Yeah.
And I use those before we got on. I did my own little snack with some cucumber and sun butter. Sun butter is a really easy seed butter to make, and it's a perfect solution if you have nut allergies. So
okay.
Cashew butter is easy too.
Yeah.
And then the other category is going to be a little forgiving to have some processed in it. It's going to be minimally processed foods, though, like your healthier versions of chips and yogurt, things like that. So I even get the kids the snacks like the rice rollers that have very few ingredients in them. You can identify what the ingredients are. I get some non-GMO sweet potato chips or beet chips as an option. Yogurt is a great go-to. I don't eat dairy products or even coconut is, coconut or almond don't necessarily work for me. So I divert to the chips a little bit more than I would like to right now. I'm trying to get my body over this hump, but regular yogurt or coconut or almond yogurt are great options if you have no lactose issues or can do the almond and coconut. Adding fruit to those or the nuts and seeds to those works as well. So just be mindful. Definitely find the versions of yogurt, or if you do go with chips, plantain chips that have very few ingredients in them, less processed and less fat and sodium, which I think you're going to start talking about a little bit as
Yeah.
why with the foods that we need to eat less of. So move in the fruits and vegetables, the nuts and seeds, the healthy yogurts, and tell us what to put out in the trash, Rashonda.
Well,
or at least squeeze out a little bit.
yeah, so thanks now for giving us some great snacks. And I mean, a lot of times it's good just to know what would be some great snacks. I'm going to talk about what would probably be better to just kind of have less of. So I don't want to call them bad snacks, but just snacks you just want to kind of start to kind of shuffle out of your daily regimen. When we talk about minimally processed, that's a great way of saying it because I'm all about minimally processed foods. They're still perishable, like say they're limited ingredients. There are no additives and unnatural preservatives in it. They're only taking a couple of steps away from their natural state, so they still have the nutrients that's needed. So that's why minimally processed foods are fine. But let's kind of go into the more processed foods. I say more processed foods, anything that's sitting on a shelf in a box or a jar or can, it's going to have some level of process to it. Those are going to be ones that are going to be filled a lot more with unnatural preservatives and additives. Words and chemicals you can't pronunciate, and it reconfirms the nutrient bioavailability of these foods by when it's processed. So taking away most processed foods and a lot of frozen foods, because a lot of frozen foods has a high level of processing to it. So I'm not going to get frozen pizzas and frozen pizza rolls and all those things that we find we kind of need for our kiddos. Maybe start bringing some other things that are a little more minimally processed instead of those higher processed foods that we're going to snack on. Another thing is foods that are high in sodium and high in fat. Yeah, we talk about nuts; those are your healthy fats, so we can kind of keep that. That's fine. But some of your other foods that are higher in fat are basically how you're cooking it into fried. Most again, your foods that are packaged, they are going to be high in hydrogenated oils, which is a high fat content. And high sugar foods, like trying to get away from all those fruit snacks, all those, like I say, maybe those heavier chips that we typically find ourselves snacking on. Those are going to be some of the snacks and some of the foods you want to kind of steer away from. And another thing is you got to think about what you're drinking. So you want to be conscious of a lot of calories and sugar that comes from our beverages. Most of the time I'm drinking coffee or tea or just water, or I drink my carbonated water. I love my seltzer water. But I really do not bring into the house sodas or even sometimes fruit juices. Maybe it's 100%, made for breakfast for the kiddos, but not where that's what I'm drinking all the time, or even like Kool-Aid. So thinking about like taking out some of those highly sugar or highly just sugary beverages, number one, will be your first step. Bringing in more water, more teas, taking away a lot of the high fat and high sodium snacks. Anytime you start eating chips, 1 or 2 chips are not going to work because of the sodium factor. It's going to want you to have more and more and more. So it's going to only just kind of promote more snacking. And then taking away more of the highly processed foods. If you can flip something over and it has more than 5 ingredients, that would probably be something that I would consider more processed. So taking away some of those start to eliminate some of the processed foods and bringing on some of the more natural foods that Natalie suggested. So those will be my tips on how to kind of work through these times when we know snack is going to happen. Let's just do it more in a more smart and more healthy, beneficial way.
Right. And it's going to serve you better in the long term too, because we don't want to go down the road of feeling worse about ourselves, gaining weight, and that just is a downward spiral that we want to
Yeah.
avoid and prevent.
Yes, and it's so true. So, guys, as you're in this this situation right now, continue to think positive. Think about still how you're going to maintain your health. You can still maintain your health in these given times. We don't have limitations on going on where the food is. We can get food delivered to us. So, there's so many ways that we can bring it. Could keep eating in a healthy fashion. Just be conscientious of it, and hopefully take some of our tips and put it to action. So, I guess it'd be good to we gotta give you some ideas of the snacks that we have been snacking on. What are some of the snacks that you have found that you have continued to have, or you're bringing in that's new that you feel falls into that category of healthy snacking? There are so many different things out there. So the more you share, the more we'll all kind of have more options.
Yeah. Share, post a picture.
Yeah, post a picture. That'll be a good idea. Matter of fact, I think I'll post a picture of what I'm gonna have in my morning snack in a few minutes. I'll do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So hope you guys have a great day, and continue to watch our short segments and continue to learn and be a part of the conversations. We're all in this together, guys. So have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.
See
Bye
you
bye.
tomorrow. Bye.